Yo, good morning, everybody. I am sitting down here having my coffee this morning. And last night, I met some buddies down on the beach. We had dinner. I was walking back up. One of my neighbors came out. So I'm like, hey, Danny, did you see this article about the Philippines being one of the least safe countries for travelers? No. He's like, I know you were just over there. What do you think? Is it safe or not safe? Philippines? Harmless. No problem at all. I mean, use some common sense.
Energy drink.
Shit.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Cheers, thank you.
So anyways, I got up this morning and I'm going through my news feed. And again, I don't know how all of this works, but that article just automatically popped up in my news feed. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying maybe sometimes these things are listening to your conversations. Anyways, I want to talk about that article because you might be surprised not only to see where they've got Philippines listed, but also where they've got Thailand, Dominican Republic, Pakistan. It's a hot mess. You guys are going to dig this. But before we jump into that, I want to show you a few of the other things that were in my news feed this morning. Sorry, not that one.
I go, you take me to see the fish. I move. When I leave,
How do you even get up there? My fat tail, there's no way. I'd need help. Like somebody would have to do one of these. That's not the weirdest thing that happened in a 7-Eleven this week. That's exactly what you think it is. Elephant in a convenience store.
ถ้าไม่ต้องตีตูดมันข้างหลังอ่ะไอเบียงอย่าพึ่งเดี๋ยวมันออกมาเบียงถอยก้มไปเลยยัง
You know what's wild is coming from the other side of the planet, you always think of elephants as like domesticated animals because your only exposure with them is at the circus or maybe at a zoo, and they're very peaceful. You go up and pet them. Living here, your eyes get open pretty quickly. We have a large population of wild elephants in this country. And it is not uncommon to see videos like that or videos like this. Illustrating that they are in fact wild animals, and if you irritate one, they can do some damage.
A husband boarded his flight and left.
That's not. You know what? Let's watch this. Has nothing to do with anything, but it just popped up as an auto feed. You know, sometimes X just keeps the videos rolling.
A husband boarded his flight and left without his wife when she insisted on getting Starbucks at the airport after he said they didn't have time. In a Reddit post, the man explained the situation minutes before the next leg of their journey. But the wife insisted she wanted coffee and the husband offered to get it from the market right next to their gate. He insisted, however, on going to Starbucks, which was nowhere near their gate. He told her they did not have enough time, but she went anyway without him. As the plane was boarding, this husband called his wife 4 times to ask where she was. She finally answered on the fourth call and said that she was on her way back to the terminal and that the line at Starbucks was exceptionally long. The husband went ahead and boarded the plane after the gate agent said they couldn't hold up the flight. He full-on left his wife behind. A wife is a spouse and an equal, not a doormat or a servant, and Redditors were very concerned about this woman, encouraging her to make an exit plan. And she did post an update saying she has a plan in place to leave. She deserves so much more, and she shouldn't have to live with his disrespect. So much more, and she shouldn't have to live with his disrespect.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. If that guy was any type of gentleman, he would have went down to Starbucks and got the drink for her. And while he was there, he would have made sure that the drink was made exactly to her specifications, made sure that it was at the appropriate temperature, called her and said, hey, I'm leaving Starbucks. Is there anything else that I can grab you before I come down and meet you at the airplane? Completely disrespectful. Unbelievable. Okay, I can't believe I did that with a straight face. Let's talk about this news article. Philippines is the world's least safe country for travelers. Not only that, they've got Thailand listed above Pakistan. We're gonna dive in. Let's talk about this just for a couple minutes. Now, for sure, there are some areas of the Philippines that can get very dicey. We do a very good job of outlining them to our group members who are traveling to the Philippines. Don't go into this area. If you're going here, make sure that you've got a driver, transportation. This is a no walking area. The difference between rolling around someplace like this in the Philippines versus like Dominican Republic or Central South America is that everybody here speaks English. So communication, not a problem. Even when you're back in the barrio, people are like, hey, where are you going? Oh, I'm just going for a walk. Oh, cool, no problem. You want to have a beer? Sure. Try doing that in Spanish, especially Spanish that's spoken extremely rapidly with a little bit of an accent to it. Cerveza, I understand. The rest of it, that was in Coron Town in the Philippines, Palawan. It does not match the tourist brochures, by the way. Coron Island, got to be one of the most beautiful places that I have ever been. Put a pin in that one. It's definitely worth visiting. But Coron Town is definitely an impoverished area. You're going to see a lot of poverty there. But poverty doesn't necessarily mean that the area is unsafe. I'm sure you guys all understand when I say this. There's some areas that you get into that are impoverished and you just automatically can feel people looking at you like, is this going to be an easy target? What can I get off of this guy? And your spidey senses go to 10. Then there's other areas where it's just kind of impoverished, but the people are nice. That was Coron Town. I was wandering around looking for a bar. I know, big surprise. And a couple of guys came up, hey, where are you trying to go? I'm trying to find this place. Oh, it's easy. Keep going straight, and then you're gonna make a left up there by that big tree. But where are you from? Oh, I'm from America. And start talking to them. Hey, do you want a beer? Yeah, sure, I'll take a beer. They pull a bucket out. They got a whole little cooler full of Red Horse. And I sat there and had a couple beers with them. And they actually hooked me up with a private boat driver the next day to take me over to Coron Island. You want to talk about beautiful? Yeah, get you some of that. Look, there are definitely dangerous places on this planet. Panama, I've been robbed at gunpoint in Panama. I had major issue with a yacht getting everything stolen off of it in the middle of the night in Jamaica while we were on the boat. Bahamas, I've had issues. Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, although DR, it's mostly just petty theft nonsense. Strong hustle game where they try to get some money out of you. but nothing so severe that I would say don't go to this place, which has got me really curious about this article. What data are they using to determine that the Philippines is one of the worst places to go? Well, at least according to Hello Safe. Never heard of them, so let's just go directly to the source article and break this down for a minute. They have Iceland, Singapore, and Denmark as the 3 safest countries in the world to travel. No argument there. Now, the 3 least safe countries in the world, they have listed as Philippines, Colombia, and Mexico. I'm not going to argue Mexico. It's definitely up there. But Philippines and Colombia, Venezuela, how about Haiti, Sudan, Pakistan, Yemen, Afghanistan? Russia's number 5, yet I don't see Ukraine. Look, both of those countries are fairly safe to travel around when there's not a war going on. So now I'm really confused. We have to dig in and try to figure out what criteria they're using to make this determination. Hang on, let's go through the Asia list. You guys can tell I'm doing this on the fly. Singapore, number 1. No argument. Mongolia, Laos, Armenia. I've never been to some of these countries. Uzbekistan, Nepal. I want to go to Nepal. I haven't been there yet. Bill, are you listening? Malaysia, Cambodia, Sri Lanka. Where was Thailand at? Vietnam. Cambodia is above Thailand. Malaysia's above Thailand. There it is. Thailand's at number 21, just above Afghanistan and North Korea. All right, I'm calling bullshit on this whole thing, but just for giggles, let's take a look and see what they're using for criteria here. Methodology. The Hello Safe Index is designed to assess the overall safety of countries around the world through an in-depth analysis based on a set of 35 criteria grouped into 5 main categories: occurrence of natural disasters, earthquakes, tsunamis, floods, as well as the risk associated with climate change, such as rising sea levels. Well, as far as I know, the Philippines is still high and dry. Violence in society. This section assesses the levels of crime, violence, and political instability within the society. Well, that should be number 1. Involvement in internal or external armed conflicts, healthcare infrastructure, and militarization of the country. Category 1, again, earthquakes, tsunamis, coastal flooding, cyclones, droughts, sea level rise, potential impact of rising sea levels on population. How does that have anything to do with tourism? Perceived level of criminality in society, general perception of crime by residents is number 1. Why don't they just use actual? Okay, we're done. This report is complete bullshit. We're out. Yeah, anytime that they're not using statistics that I can pull up, you just automatically know someone's sitting there typing, trying to make their story work, and it drives me nuts. So just in comparison, I went over to Global Guardian. They do risk assessments for insurance companies. For Asia, their most dangerous countries are Myanmar, which currently has a civil war going on, so that makes sense, Pakistan, and Papua New Guinea. That I did not know. Papua New Guinea has a very high crime rate, which is fueled by the availability of small arms, pervasive lawlessness, endemic corruption, and high rates of employment. Who knew? While we're at it, for you guys that are over on the other side of the planet, number 1, for you guys, Haiti, which I'm sure we're all well aware of. Behind Haiti, Venezuela, and Mexico is right below that. Again, Colombia is not even on their list. There is a warning for Colombia. It's not a high-risk warning. It is a don't go there, play with the girls, and get scopolamine warning. My final thought on this is that for a publication to make their headline, Philippines is the most dangerous place to visit in 2025, does a lot of damage to that country's tourism, because a lot of people do not have the time to go in and research and figure out where that article came from, where the data came from, and they may have never been there. Like, I'm gonna look into New Guinea because I didn't know New Guinea was that dangerous. And if I find out that it is, then I'll know. But just going off the cuff and labeling that country as the most dangerous off of a report by Hello Kitty or whatever the name of that site was. As we've already showed you, the Philippines is an impoverished country. They need the tourism revenue. And I'm sure there's somebody at the Department of Tourism in the Philippines right now who is fuming mad, and they have every right to be. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna throw in 8 clips that I've taken in the Philippines over the last 18 months or so. Let's see if any of you guys out there can figure out where each one of these clips was shot, and put it in the comment. If you can do it, I'll send you a beer koozie from Thailand.
Shit.
Not sure how I'll send you a beer koozie, but I'll figure it out. We'll talk. Yeah, we definitely departed from our normal Pattaya Life format today. I'm sorry, this morning, that article really got me fired up. I have a lot of Filipino friends, and I know YouTube is gonna be on fire with people posting, "Don't go to the Philippines, most dangerous country 2025" videos. In fact, I'm gonna have to get creative. I think the thumbnail I'm gonna make is Philippines, not the most dangerous country of 2025. All right, you guys, as always, thank you for your support. If you haven't subscribed, like, notifications. Danny, signing off. See you in a couple days. Wait, we've got to put our plug in. If you're a single guy out traveling this incredible planet, come over and join the guys at Whiskey and Rum International Men of Leisure. It's all guy stuff. You'll love it. Private chat groups, forums, and destination guides focused on all of these places that we like to visit.